Hello and welcome to the second part of the interaction system tutorial. In this tutorial we're actually going to be making the door close and open by the press of a button. And aside from this we're also going to be adding a way to move the door, since right now it only rotates around the axis, but we also want to maybe move it in case we're doing sliding doors. Now let's begin. First things first. Right now the door is only opening by going from the local Euler angles to the open rotation. Now we can actually add a closed rotation as well, and we're going to toggle between the two of them. To do this, we're first going to make a variable. It's going to be a vector3, and we're going to call it closed rotation. Now this rotation, we're not going to make it be editable in the inspector, since we don't really need that. The only thing we need to do is just save the initial rotation. That's how we're going to do the closed rotation. So to do this, we're going to make a awake function. You can also make a start function, both would work. And we're going to go close rotation is equal to transform.local Euler angles. And this way, the closed rotation will always be the rotation at which the door starts. Now that we have this, we're also going to need a Boolean value, which is going to tell us what state the door should go to. So let's call it is open. Now that we have this, we need to always know at which of these two values the door should go. So for this, we're just going to make another private vector3 and call it target rotation. And instead of using open rotation, we're going to be using target rotation. Also at start, we're going to assign target rotation to be the closed rotation. This way the rotation at start is always going to be closed until we actually press a button to open the door. Now we have everything set up here, but we need a way to actually open the door by the press of a button. So you can do this many ways, but the way I'm going to be doing it is making another script, and we're actually going to call this script door opener. And this script is going to be the one that actually opens the door. We're going to put it, we can put it wherever actually. Well, we're going to be putting it in the camera right there. And now let's go ahead and open it. And we're just going to need a reference to the door. We're going to make this assignable in the inspector. And this is pretty simple. We're going to go in update, and if we input a key, I'm just going to choose the E key. Then we're going to do something like door.toggle state, right? And this toggle state function, which we still don't have, the thing that's going to do is actually just toggle the is open state and also assign the correct target rotation. So let's go ahead and make that function. It needs to be public, since we're actually calling it from door opener. Public void toggle state. And the way to do this is just is open is not is open. This just toggles the value. If it's true, it goes false. If it's false, it goes true. Right, so the second thing we need to do is go if the door is open. So if it should be open right now, then we're going to pick as target rotation the open rotation. And else, so if it's not open, or it should not be open, as target rotation, we're going to use the closed rotation. Now this code's pretty simple. So, wait, let me just change that to Brower, since that's more correct in this case. And as you can see, this is all pretty much done. We gotta save this here. And now we can go back to Unity. And in here, it's actually gonna ask us for a door. So we're gonna pass it our door. We're gonna save and press play. As you can see, the door isn't doing anything right now, but if I press the E key, the door opens, right? And if I press the E key again, the door closes. Now, it's a little slow right now, so let's go ahead and just bump the speed up a little, 2 for example. And as you can see, I press the E key, it opens, I press the E key, and it closes. Now this works. So that's the way to do the open and closing of a door, but let's also add a way to move the door. So let's go ahead and do that, in case you actually want to add sliding doors. So the way to do this is pretty much the same way we did the rotation, but we're gonna be doing the position as well. So let's go ahead and add two more values. They're gonna be private vector 3 closed position and private vector 3 closed rotation. Not closed rotation. Target position. Target position. And we're also going to be needing a private vector 3 open position. I'm not really going to give it a value for now. We're just going to use vector 3.0 for that. Now we're going to be doing the same thing that we did for the rotation. So we're going to do target position is closed position, and in here we're going to get the closed position, which is transform.local position. You'll see we're actually going to have a bit of problem with this, but we're going to be using this right now so I can show you what the problem is. And aside from this, we also need to add it here. So transform.local position is vector3.lerp. Don't use slurp. Slurp is only for rotations, and here we're actually using a position, so lerp is fine. Transform.local position and target position, and also use the time value, since we want them to open at the same time. Now, we're also going to be having to change some things here. In here, we're actually going to be assigning target position to open position. And in here, we're doing the same thing, but with the rotation. So target, not the rotation, we're doing the same thing, but with the closed position. So closed position. So just like this, the door is also allowed to move right now. Let's give it a test. Right, let's for example say we wanted to move 1 unit up in the air. And let's play. So now when I press the E key, as you can see, the door actually moves, but the problem is that it's actually moving to the world coordinate, which is the 1 we put in here, but it's moving to the 1 on the world. What we actually wanted to do instead of this is move 1 up from its current position. Now the problem is we're actually using the local position of this object, and the local position of this object, since it's not really parented to anything, is the same as the world position. So it's changing the world position. Now the way to fix this is just simply adding a object that's going to be a parent of this, and adding the door script to that instead. So let's just move the object into the door like this. Just like that would be okay. And now move the door pivot into it and copy the component from here and paste it in here. Now, even if we do this, it would actually give us the same problem, since we're still modifying the local position of the object the door script is in. So what we actually need to do is get a reference to this object and instead modify this object's local position, since it's now actually it's not the world position anymore. It's a local position referring to the world position of this object. So the way to do this is just simply adding well, you can do this many ways. If you're sure the object you're going to use is always the object under the object that contains the script, you can just use transform.getChild0, but just in case, we're going to be having a variable. It's going to be of type transform, and we're going to call it pivot. Now, we don't need to get it or anything. We're just going to change every single transform reference to pivot. Just like that. Now, instead, it will actually rotate the pivot instead of the actual transform of the object. So let's try that. Let's assign the door pivot, and let's press play. Now, as you can see, when I press the E key, we're getting a error, which is simply that we haven't assigned the door, since we have changed the door script from one object to another, so we just simply have to drag it in again. Now you press play again, and when I press the E key, as you can see, the door actually moves one unit up and it doesn't move to the world position. So that'll be about it for this tutorial. In the next one, we'll be adding a way to actually move the camera and to make it so the door actually automatically opens and closes when the camera comes close to it. And that's about it. So I guess I'll see you in the next one. Go ahead and subscribe and give it a like if you liked it, and comment if you need any kind of tutorial, and I'll be sure to listen to your comments. So see you in the next one.